Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're doing an online workshop. And if you are at all interested in hosting a workshop, please let me know. Just put a message out to me or just put a comment below. We're going to be having a lot of fun. I have 4 projects that we're going to be doing, and I'm going to show you a sneak peek of the cover of the new catalog that's coming out. So we're going to be going through all of that. So let me just turn you down and we will get started. A little stuck here on a project that we're doing. All right, so let me get my camera just adjusted a bit. All right. So, again, thank you so much for coming to my workshop. We're going to have so much fun. Just a few things here. We are going to, I'm going to take you through the catalog and just show you everything that we have. We won't go through every page, but I'm going to show you where to find things in the catalog. But first I want to tell you there is a link for a door prize. I am going to be giving away a stamp set. So please be sure to fill out the door prize form. If you've already filled out door prize forms in the past, just do it again so that I can see and make sure that you are in the drawing. I will announce the winner for that on Sunday, as to allow people who are working during the day or just extremely busy that they have an opportunity to watch throughout the weekend. So this is our catalog. Stampin' Up! Has this big, huge, honkin' catalog. Don't be intimidated by it. It's very simple to go through. So if you just open up your catalog, the first few pages show you these really pretty kits. Kits are amazing. They give you everything that you need. The ink pads, the blocks, the stamps, envelopes, everything all comes with it. There's different degrees of kits, so you'll be seeing that as you go through the catalog. So let's see, here's a bunch here, and then we get right into some of our suites. So the suites come with the paper, the designer series paper, the stamps, the dies. So you will find that all through the center portion of the catalog. Okay, then towards the end, oh, and you might notice as I'm going through here, some product I have highlighted in yellow. These are kits that are, or stamp sets that are going to be retiring. So you have a few days left to get product that's retiring because we have this new beautiful catalog. It comes out the beginning of May. If you are needing a catalog, please comment in the comment section that you are needing a catalog, and I will be happy to send one out to you for free. So please let me know if you need a new catalog. I'm not allowed to show anything on the inside until after May, so you will be pleasantly surprised when you get your catalog. There's a ton of new product in here. I can show you the back. A lot of pretty new papers are coming out, so if you need a new catalog, please let me know. Okay, then here, okay, so here is an example of one of their suites. It's an in good taste suite, and in this suite, you get so much. You get, let me put my glasses on, you get the bundle, which is the stamp set, and you get the die set, you get the designer series paper, you get an embossing folder, you get these little embellishments. So it lists everything that you get here at the bottom. I mean, it's just such a beautiful set. So when you go a little further, you will get to all of our colors. So right here on page 142 and 143, it breaks it down into their different categories. Okay, So it lists your cardstock, your stamp pads, the refills for the stamp pad. I highly suggest to make the most of your purchase, if you buy a stamp pad, to buy the refill right away, just so that you have it always. All right, then it also includes, or you can also get the blender pens. Here they have their in colors. So now this set here of in colors is going away, and they are replacing it with a really pretty new batch of 5 different colors. So you only have till the end of this month to get all the older colors here. And what's really awesome about Stampin' Up! Is all their colors all coordinate, and I'll come back to this stuff. It all coordinates with their Designer Series paper. Okay, so when you get a pack of Designer Series paper, on the label, I will show you. So on the label, it will tell you all the different colors that are in this paper. So everything matches, from the stamp pads to the cardstock, the markers, the Designer Series paper, everything matches. So that's really awesome. Okay, so if you are also looking for, excuse me, any kind of storage, they provide that. They have watercolor pencils. You can also buy your stamp pads in packs, and it is at a cheaper price. So that's something to think about. So they have all these beautiful papers. And again, the highlighted ones are the ones that are going away. So you have till the end of the month. And the catalog that you would be requesting would be the brand new catalog. Here is our paper trimmer, and I'm going to be showing you how to use that. We're going to be doing a really cool project using that. And they have the envelopes and embellishments. They also have product here for scrapbooking. So if you are a scrapbooker, they do sell kits for that as well. And they do sell, you can see here, the binder. And then they have these page protectors that you can slip your pictures in, along with all these beautiful cards. And they're all cut to fit within these little slots. Here's all our embellishments, from gems to rhinestones to pearls. And all of these colors match with the paper. So you will never have something that doesn't match. A bone folder, we will be using that. I think that's essential. I'm going to show you your pick tool, or take your pick tool. We're going to be using the snips. And then they have all their beautiful ribbon. And again, all their ribbon coordinates with all the paper. All right, and then here we have all our adhesives. So if you're looking for adhesives, they have the dimensionals. We will use a lot of dimensionals. I love my dimensionals. And then here we have, because you can't stamp without having a block, so you do need the block. So they have all various sizes. And when you pick a stamp set, so let's just pick a random stamp set. Okay, so here, Path of Petals, which is a set that is going to be retiring, they tell you what size blocks you would need. Now, me personally, I do not think you need to buy all of them. I would buy the one that fits all of the stamps. So if you're a new stamper, because here's some stamps or blocks, you know, you can get various sizes, and it tells you right on here what size. So here it's looking for clear block B, C, E, G, and H. Now I would probably just get the one, just to be safe, that's all going to fit. And then maybe a medium size one. All right. So we have that. And then towards the back here, we have all our punches. The punches are really awesome, and we are going to be using a punch today. So be sure to watch for that. And a lot of these are retiring, so you have till the end of the month to get them. And then we will also be, I'll show you how to use the cut and emboss machine. This is a fantastic item. You will see why when we use it. I will show you how to do it. And let's see here. Here's all the die sets, all broken down. They are just beautiful. All right, so let me just get a couple more pages. Here are the embossing folders, and I will show you how to use them as well, because you do set up the machine a little differently. It's just with the different boards that you use. All right, so then, should you choose to host a party, either in person or online, the hostess will have an opportunity to get these items for free. So when you place your order, or I'm sorry, not for free, it's at a very discounted price. It's like a 50% off. My apologies. So you do get these at a discounted price. And only the hostess can get these. So if you're wanting to place an order of like $20, $30, you could not order these. They have to be through a workshop. So there is that. And then here at the back page, we have an index. It lists all of the stamps and what pages and the cost. So that is always good. And on the very back page, it shows all the accessories, from the ribbon to the embellishments, all the tools that we're going to be using. It tells you where to go. And always, and I will tell you always, the best deal in the catalog is if you were to join my team to buy the starter kit. It's $99. You get $125 worth of product. So whether you choose to join just to get the nice 25% discount, or if you want to make it a business, either way, it's a great buy, it's a great deal, and you can get your product at a reduced price. You get to see the upcoming catalogs ahead of everyone else, which is nice, and you also get a pre-order. So I have a bunch of product already from the new catalog that I'm already designing classes for. So then twice a year, Stampin' Up! Also puts out a mini catalog. So right now, we are in the middle of this catalog. It runs from January to June. The next one will be coming out in July. And it's basically set up the same as the original or the first catalog I showed you. But here they bring out more seasonal type things. So here are more of the kits. I am actually doing a kit class using the You Are Amazing. With the whole kit, you get all of this, plus the stamp set. You have the option to purchase the pads additionally, or you could always use what you have. So look for that on my page. The sign up for that, the deadline is coming up soon, so you'll want to look for that. And we are going to make a total of, I think, like 25 cards, and we're going to do it together. So that'll be a lot of fun. So here we have more kits, and see here, seasonal. So this was very popular during Valentine's Day. But this paper here, this black and white designer series paper, very beautiful. You could use this for weddings. You could use this for birthdays, thinking of you. It's not just for like a Valentine's Day. So in here they have just a bunch of different sets. And again, here is another set. Hydrangea Hill. This is a nice suite. So for $88.50, you get all of this. So you get the stamp set, you get the dies that cut out everything, you get this acetone paper, you get the ribbon, you get the embellishment, and this beautiful designer series paper. And I actually do have a class that I'm doing, and the deadline to sign up for that is today. And these are the 4 beautiful cards that we are making. In the class, we're making 8, so we're going to make 2 of each of these. You get the envelopes. Everything is die cut for you. Everything is embossed for you. All you have to do is just put everything together. We do a class live together, so we can always craft at the same time. Those are actually going out in the mail tomorrow, so if this is a class you are interested in, the class is generally $25, but if you place an order for $25, I send you a kit to make 8 cards for free. So there is that. And I send you the ribbon, the embellishments. I send everything that you need minus the stamp set. So you could always use what you have, or if you wanted to put it towards your $25 purchase, you know, you could get the stamp set. So, all right. So just moving on, the rest of this is a bunch of the kits and different sets that are available. Now in the back, it breaks down all the bundles. So you can see if I buy the stamp set and the die set, it's at a 10% discount. So if you buy them as the bundle, it is cheaper. So there's that. And then they also show you in here, this is a catalog at a glance. Oh, and also some of the bundles include the stamp set and a punch. So those are really nice to have. Here it shows you all the paper, all the dies that were shown in this catalog, and all of the wonderful embellishments and the kits. And they have these really cute treat boxes. I love these treat boxes. So, and then, again, the best deal in the catalog, I will always say, is the starter kit, whether you choose to pursue it as a business or you just want the discount for your hobby, because nothing's better than getting product discounted. It's $99. There's no shipping, so you just pay the tax, and I think the grand total applies to whatever your tax is in your state. So it's the $99 plus your tax. And it's shipped right to your door. And then, of course, we have our paper pumpkin kits. They're all-inclusive kits. You can sign up to get them every month, or you can pick and choose which kit that you would like. It's $22 each month. The more prepaid months you do, the cheaper it gets. So there's that. All right. So those are the 2 catalogs. And I showed you the cover of the brand new catalog. If you need that catalog, if it's a must-have, please put in the comments that you need a catalog. I will be happy to mail one to you. All right, so let's start with our first project. So we are going to make this adorable snail card. So with this, we are using, and I'll just put this over to the side here, we are using our basic white cardstock. Okay, we will just fold this in half. Now, with their basic white cardstock, they have a regular cardstock thickness, and then they have a thick cardstock. I get both, but when I'm using it as my card base, I always use the thick, just because it's stronger. All right, so then I have cut a piece of Bermuda Bay cardstock, and we are going to do some stamping. So here is the stamp set for this. Aren't these cute? These little guys are just adorable. And now these are the cling set, okay, the cling stamps. And I will show you how to put together, real quick, before we stamp, how we put them together. So we are going to grab the stamp with the mushrooms. So you just pull it out of the little rubber backing. You peel the back off. This you throw out, you do not need that. And then you take your sticker that goes on the back side so that you can see what the stamp is. So you just peel away the backing, just like that. And then I lay it flat. And then you just line up your image. So here's your sticker that you're going to see, and this is sticky, so it's going to stick to this. So you just line it up and plop it down. And there you go. There you have your stamp. So it is all set to go. And I will, you know, if I'm watching TV or whatever, I'll pull out the ones that I need to put together, and I do it while I'm watching TV. Or you just do it as you go. All right, so there is that. So we are going to use our hello stamp. So there's a stamp in here that says hello, and I'm going to grab just a little smaller block. And to get them on the block, I just generally lay them flat like that and put it on the block, and it sticks. It's fantastic. All right, so I have the Bermuda Bay, and okay, so let me show you these ink pads. Sometimes these are a little tricky for people to kind of open. So all you're doing is there's a little lip here. You're just going to lift and then push forward at the same time. It just pops open, you open it, and it slides in. After you do it a couple times, it's fine. You get the hang of it. So we are just going to randomly put hello along the side here. Just like that. And now I'm going to clean my stamp. So I have the stamp cleaner pad, and I just spritz a little water on here, just like that. And then I just take it and I just wipe it on the wet side, wipe it on the dry side, and it's all ready to go back into the case. All right, so we'll take that off and put that back. And to close it, you just push on the one side with your finger, and then you get the little lip, and you just pull, and you close. Some of them are a little tight. You have to do it a couple times in order for you to get it to move smoothly. All right, so then we will take this and we will use our Stamp and Seal adhesive. So Stamp and Seal is just amazing. They have a Stamp and Seal and a Stamp and Seal Plus. The Plus I use when I'm putting together like a box, or if I have a card where it has an extra flap that's not normally a regular card, and I'll show that to you in one of our projects. So I use the little stronger tape runner for that. But this tape runner is perfect for everything. So we are just going to run it along the back. Sometimes you got to kind of get it going. And you just pull down and just kick it off to the side. Go down and kick it off to the side, because then your tape, the glue part tears and it's still on the roller. So then when you go to use it again, it's all ready to go. In a perfect world, that happens all the time. So we are just going to glue this down. We're just going to set this right here. All right, so then we have our designer series paper. Well, let me just show you this designer series paper. Now you can tell this is a well-loved set of paper. So in the pack, you get a bunch of double-sided paper. So there's all different really, really pretty designs. Aren't these cute? So you can use either of the sides. Look at these little guys, a little mustache. He's so cute. We have that, and that looks like their little trail that they leave behind. It's cuter on paper than in real life. So we have that. And what's really neat with this stamp, let's see here, this paper. Let me get one of these out. So we have the die sets, okay? So I'll be showing you how to use these. But look at this. Is this just not awesome? So you have a frame. You can make a little envelope and the little mail piece that goes in. These little guys will fit on your paper. And you can just punch these guys right out. So let me see, this isn't the one. Let me find the one it goes to. Let's see here. Is it that side? No, that's the same. I know what paper I'm looking for. Okay, is this the guy? Yep. So you can cut out a section of this, take your die, place it right over the top, and it cuts him out perfectly. Is that just not the coolest thing? So what I would do is I would run that through the machine, and I'll show you how to do that. And you could put like dimensionals underneath and plop them on a card, and it gives them a little height. But isn't that neat how it just outlines with the paper, so you don't have to color if you don't want to? I think that's really neat. So, and again, all of these colors that are on here coordinate with the cardstock, and all of that is noted here of what colors come in the pack. So that's cool. All right, so now we are going to take our designer series paper and we're going to make this into a tag. So we don't want to just plop it down like this, although you could, but I want to make it into like a little tag. So when you do a tag, what I generally do is I cut up the middle, just so I know my stopping point, okay? Then I go from the corner to the center, and it just comes out. So go from the corner to the center. Sometimes you gotta finagle it to go a little bit. But we have that. So simple banner. Now I'll take the Stampin' Seal and run it down and snap it over to the side. We'll put that down right about here. There we go. So now I have some designer series paper and I trim this out. I'm going to be putting the adhesive on this side. And we'll put that right in the center, just like that. Now I had cut a little strip from that designer series paper. Look at these smiley little guys. And we're going to put that right in the middle. Okay, so it is longer, but we will trim that up. So we'll just put our glue on in the center portion of it and put that a little bit towards the bottom, just like that. Okay, then we will take our snips. These are amazing. The scissors are $10 and they are the best $10 you will spend. And we will just trim that. Oh, it's getting stuck on the glue. Just like that. So it lines up. And you could always measure and use your paper trimmer, but we'll just use scissors for now. All right. So I have cut these out with the die machine, and we are going to adhere these, but we're going to stamp a little guy on here first. So let me see here. Where's my little guy? I want this one. No, I don't. I would like a little one with the envelope. So again, I lay my stamp down, and whoop, here's my block, and we'll just put him down like that. So I want to put him in with black. So this is our Memento black, and we'll just juice this up just like that. Make sure we have coverage. And now if by chance you stamp and you get distracted, whatever, you can always huff on it, just like that. It reactivates the ink and just stamp it down. There we go. Oh, I got a little fuzzy. Oh, shucks. Okay, so it happens. Apparently I had a fuzzy on my stamp. Okay, he's gone. So, the joy of paper crafting, take it, flip it over. And we'll redo that. There we go, no fuzzy on that one. All right, clean my stamp off. Put that back. And then what we will do is I'm going to show you how to use our blender pens. So these blender pens are amazing. I love them. I believe it's $12. You get 3 of these. You will end up using these more than you even know. So I'm pulling out our ink pads that we're going to use. So we're going to use Flirty Flamingo. And again, you just pull up and slide it in. And Melon Mambo. We have our Daffodil Delight and our Bermuda Bay. Again, you're just popping it up just like that. So, if you're using blender pens, you want to have a piece of scratch paper so that you can make sure the tip is clean. So we're going to start out with our lightest color. So we're going to take the yellow, I'm just rolling it in there, scratch paper just to kind of get it even up on your tip, and we will color. So you don't want to press hard. You want to just lightly swirl just to get it going. So if you have a tight budget and you love markers, this is a good way to kind of make a marker. We do have beautiful markers that coordinate with everything, but okay, so then you just take your scratch paper and you just clean your tip just like that. So now it's ready to go for the next one. We'll just close this, you push it in, flip it up. Now we will grab our Flirty Flamingo, juice that up, get it going on here, and then, see, I want to take a little more off. We'll color our envelope. There we go. And then because it's kind of somewhat in the same family, I'm just going to dip in the darker pink, and we'll color in a little heart. There we go. We'll clean off our tip. These last forever. I've had these blender pens, gosh, maybe a couple of years already. So I finally had to throw one of them out because it was drier than dry. But they do last a very long time. So we'll just close this up. Make sure our tip is clean. Now we'll take our Bermuda Bay and we're going to color in the body of our little snail. So we'll get that inked up, test it out. I'd like to test it because that first initial swipe is always just so much darker. And I just want a nice even color. So we'll just lightly do that. Just like that, we'll color that. Go, we'll get his tail. And now if you use the black ink pad, the blender pen will not pull the ink from the black. So if I were to have stamped this guy in this Bermuda Bay, you know what, let me show you real quick. So let me, because this is really cool also. So let me just ink this guy up. We'll just stamp him on our pad here. if you take your blender pen and just go around, it gives you a nice shading because it's pulling the color from the image. If you use the black, it will not do that. So can you kind of see how it gives it just a light hint of color? It pulls the ink from that stamped image. So I hope you can see that. So that's cool. Again, if you use the black, it does not pull from the black. At least I have not come across where it pulls from the black. All right, so we will close these up, put them on the side. And now I will grab our dimensionals. Now, dimensionals are one of my favorites. I honestly think it is definitely a must-have in any scrapbooker, card making room. You have to have it. So, dimensionals. Do I have a new one here? No. So, these are dimensionals. You just pull them off. I'm probably just going to do 2. Flip your image over. That was the one we messed up on. You put them on there. It has little backing paper, so you just peel that off. My house is literally covered in these things. The static, it clings to my dog. So my little chocolate lab is just covered in dimensional papers. I'm just going to put that right here in the center. All right, so now we also need our resin dots, or little hearts. And let's see here, are they in here? I used the old, do you remember years ago I used to get those wood block stamps? So I have used, oh, it's not in here. Oh, yes it is. I used the old cases as storage containers. So I have one for like pearls and like the resin things, and then I have another one for like all the gems. It just helps me stay a little organized. So, all right, so let's pull this out. Now I'm going to show you the Take Your Pick tool. So this is an amazing thing. If you have long nails or you have fingers that just can't quite grip and place embellishments, this is your tool. So this tool, when you purchase it, you get this. You get an attachment to like poke things through or to score. And then you get a refill of the clay. So you have this piece here, okay, and inside of this is filled like with this putty, and this putty is sticky. So when you put it in your thing, it's going to look like this. As you use it, you just tighten it up and more clay will come out. So I'm at the end of this one, so it's all ready to the end. So what you do is we're going to be using some of these white hearts. You just take it and it slides it right off. Look at that. Is that not awesome? And we'll put a heart here. Oh, that one's upside down, but okay, he's staying there. All right, we'll just make sure we put the other guy on right. All right, so we have our heart right here on the clay, and you just set it down. Here's another one. So we have our heart, the adhesive is on the back, and it's right there. So it also has this fantastic tool. So if you need to scoop something or have something resting on here and you want to just put it on, you know, if it's a whole piece, that'll help you transport it. All right. So again, you get this, you get the attachment, and then you get a refill of the clay. So this one clay putty thing lasted me, let's see, I bought this probably in October, and it's already April, the end of April, and I'm on my first one. So it lasts a long time. So definitely a good investment. It's not something that you're going to just go through constantly. All right, so we'll put that away. And, oh, we need to attach him to the card, don't we? So we will grab some more of the dimensionals. One there, one there. Now I've seen some people that line the whole side with dimensionals, and honestly, you don't need to. You really don't. So, but you know, whatever makes you happy, I guess. So I'll just put him right there. So there we have our really beautiful card. Isn't that cute? All right. So let me just put these on the side. Let me put away my dies before I accidentally scoop it up and it ends up in the garbage, because that would not be good. All right, so we are done with this set. Now our next project that we're going to be doing, it's not quite as fun. It's more of a serious kind of card. So we are going to be using Enjoy the Moment. I've mentioned this before. When I first got this set, I was not totally in love with it. I will be honest. But as I got to play with it and used it more with the few little ones here, I learned to like it some more. So let's just put one stamp together again in case you missed it the first time, and we'll do this rather quickly. So you just pull the stamp out of the rubber backing. You pull off the little paper, and then you find the coordinating image. So that would be this one. You peel off the backing, just like that. And you just lay it right on top. And then bam, there you go. Your stamp is all ready to go. So we are not using that one today. All right, so this is the card that we're going to make. So we are taking our Very Vanilla cardstock. And in Very Vanilla, you also have the option for the regular thickness cardstock as well as the thick. So we are just going to fold this in half. And this is the bone folder. Again, I absolutely love it. I know people have used this when they use like their Cricut machine to press their images down. I know sewers have used this when they want to push out a corner. So it's just not for stamping. All right, so here's our card. And our card, we're going to be doing some cutting. So isn't that cute? So we have it folded in half, and we are going to use our paper trimmer. All right, so this is our paper trimmer. This is a $30 investment. It's either 25 or 30. I think it's 30. But this is awesome. So it has a tool on here for scoring. The light gray is for scoring, and the dark gray is for cutting. So with this, I'm going to trim off a part of the card. So just going to slide my paper in here, and I want to cut off, how much do I want to cut off? I want to cut off about 1 inch and 2¼ inches. So here's your 2, here's the 1/4. You line it up, you hold it. I like it because it has a lot of lines that you can make sure that it's straight. Lap that down, and there you go. So there we have our card. This you can put aside and use for something else. All right, so let's put that away. And then we will take our Blackberry Bliss paper and we're going to adhere that onto the front portion of our card here. And actually, you know what? I'm going to trim this just a little bit because I cut it just a little too big. So, put that back in here. I'm just going to take a little bit off. Is that enough? That is enough. All right. Okay, so we'll grab our Stampin' Seal. Again, run it down, flick it. Run it down, flick. There we go, and we will put that right in the center here, just like that. All right, so then I have Pretty Peacock. We are going to lay that with, or layer that with, another piece of the Blackberry Bliss. So we will just glue that down. So if you are needing a new catalog, please put in the comments that you are needing a new catalog, and I will be happy to mail one out to you. I am running into town tomorrow, going to the post office, so if you are in need of a catalog, please let me know. All right, so this is going to go like right about here, okay? But before we do that, we are going to stamp a little image right here on the corner. We'll just open this up. We'll get our stamp. Let's see, where's the one I'm using? Where on earth? Oh, here we go, for heaven's sakes. I was looking for a little bigger stamp. All right, so I will grab our Blackberry Bliss. We'll just open that up, ink it up, just dab it, twist it. There we go. So we have a little something in the corner, so it's just not a plain naked inside card. All right, we'll put this back. And then we are also going to stamp just a little note. So we'll use that. We'll close this one because I want the Pretty Peacock. So on that extra paper that we had, we are going to be stamping our image and our little note. So it's right on the pad. Oop, that didn't get straight. So there we go. So we'll stamp just right in the corner because we are going to trim it. Just like that. Clean that off and put that back. So now we will just take our paper snips and just trim that off. All right. So the bottom, we're just going to trim that a little bit. And you probably could just put this in your paper trimmer. There we go. So we have our little note. All right. Then we will take a piece of scratch paper, put that underneath. We'll get our other stamp. And now this is a longer stamp. So reach it. I'll lay that down. Use the longer block. Put that on. And oh, I want my Blackberry Bliss. So we will just juice this up. And we will just put this towards the top because we want to make sure it all fits. There we go. We have a beautiful image there. I'm just cleaning that off. Put that back. And then we are going to fussy cut, because there is not a die set. I don't believe that coordinates with this. If there is, I do not have it. But this is easy enough to cut out. I'll just take a couple minutes here and just cut all around. And if you're just joining us, or if you haven't yet, I do have a link for a door prize. I am giving away a free stamp set. So if you like free and you like stamp sets, fill out a door prize form. If you filled out door prize forms in the past, no worries. Just fill one out again so that I know you participated in the workshop, and you will be in a drawing to get a free stamp set. All right, we're almost there. And then nip the end. There we go. So let's see here. All right. Now we will, grab some of our ribbon. I have this really pretty. This is our braided linen trim, and we are going to wrap this around a couple times and tie it off. So we'll go about here, just a couple times around, and we will tie a knot. So thank you all who are joining me on this today and who are watching it on the replay. I really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying this workshop. If you are looking to do a workshop of your own, either in person or online, I will be happy to help you with that. Just let me know that you are interested. I do all the work, and you just come and craft and have fun, whether online or in person. All right, so with this thread, I'll just separate it up a little bit. So with this braided thread, you can pull it apart to get that look. So you're just taking the braid out. I've tried it with scissors. I've done it with scissors, and that works as well. So if you don't have nails, you can always use scissors. Or you could even use that, take your pick tool and unravel some. All right, and I'll do the other side. Just pulling it apart, just like that. There we go. So now we will finish assembling the rest of the card. So we want to put this right here. When you put your adhesive on, you're only going to do one side of it. So like right here, this is where I would use the Stampin' Seal Plus. So down. And with the Stampin' Seal Plus, you want to press a little firmer because it is such a sticky glue that if you don't press hard enough, it tends to rip the paper, and you don't want that. So you want to put a little more pressure on it as you're rolling it. So we'll put that right about here. Perfect. Now we will take our little note, and I have mini dimensionals. So these are like half the size of the other ones. They're much smaller, so you can put them on smaller pieces. So if you don't want to buy smaller dimensionals, you can always take your dimensionals that you have, the regular size, and you can just cut them. And I suggest if you're going to cut them on this paper, because if you cut them and you've taken the paper off, you will gum up your scissors. So you can just snip the ends and use the whole thing. Now we will put this little note just right at the bottom. And then I'll grab the full-size dimensionals and put them right on here. See, now that is probably too small, so I'll use a little mini one here. All right. All right, now we will take this and just lay this right in the center here. Okay, and you know what? I put that dimensional too high, so we don't want that, so we will just peel that off, and you can adjust it lower. There we go. Because if we kept it where it was, it would stick to the inside of the card. So here is our second project. So I hope you like that. All right, so let's clean this up and then we will get to our next project. If you have any questions on what I'm doing or how I'm doing, please put it in the comments after the online workshop ends. I will go back and respond to all the comments and questions. Also, if you would like to be a hostess, you get the Hostess Rewards. You get a bunch of free product. So your free product starts once you have $150 in sales, which honestly is really easy to do, but you can get a ton of free stuff. So there is that, and again, it can be in person or it can be online, where you would just invite all your family, friends, whoever crafts. We will have a event in a group, a private event, and we will have it that way. So let me move this stamp set, and we will get to the next project. And you will absolutely love, love, love the last project. It is so cool. All right, so we are going to be using Kangaroo and Company. Is that just not cute? And the little baby kangaroos. And here are the dies that come with it, if you order the bundle. So we have the kangaroo, we have the little babies you can cut out, an extra pouch, some for the flowers. Really cute. All right, so let me just put this away, maybe. There we go. Down there, and we are going to be using. So now with these photopolymer sets, so these are different than the rubber sets. With this, you don't have to, but I highly recommend, if you're going to stamp, that you have this extra foam pad, and I think it's like a whole $3 in the catalog. It just helps you get a much cleaner, sharper image. So I'll show you how we incorporate that. So this is the card that we are going to be making. So we are using our Highland Heather cardstock, and you'll notice I cut it a different way. So I took the full-size sheet of paper and I cut it in half the long way. So we're going to just take this, fold this in half, just like that, and our card will open this way. How fun. All right, so then we have our designer series paper, and this is from that Hydrangea Haven set that I showed you in the catalog. So here is the actual set. On the back here, it lists all the colors that are in here. This is just such a beautiful set of paper. It's double-sided. Let's open this up and we'll take a look. So let's see here. We'll just nip the edge here, run my scissors through, and we'll just open this up. And let's pull this out. I really love this paper. So you get 2 of each, and they're double-sided. Okay, so this pink is really pretty, and you get the purple. So it doesn't have to be used with just this stamp set. It can be used with anything. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love this paper. It's so pretty. All right, and then we have this. So this is awesome. I had done a card with this, so if you look through my past videos, you'll see how I made a card out of this paper. Very gorgeous. All right. So that is that. Now we will take this and we will run the tape runner and get that on here. So you don't need a whole lot. You don't need to use the whole tape runner to get one piece of paper on. I see some people that just like cover the whole sheet. You don't need to do that. All right, so then we have these beautiful frame dies, and I had stamped or die cut this out. On the very last project, I will be showing you how to use the die machine. So we will grab some dimensionals, and as I said before, you can always cut these, so we can use these pieces as well. No sense in throwing them away because they're not the perfect round little shape. All right, so put this on here. And have it the right way. There we go. All right, so now we have our little kangaroo mama. And with this, there's when you die cut this out, there's like a little cut in here, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that. But we are going to just lay her down flat. So I'll just put a little bit of the roll, the tape glue here, just like that. And we'll put that right here. Now we'll take our little Joey, our little baby kangaroo, and I will grab a mini glue dot, or I'm sorry, a mini dimensional, and put that right on there. And then we're going to take this little guy and slide him into this little slit here, this little pocket. So it looks like he is inside the mama's pouch. Isn't that just adorable? I love it. That's so cute. All right, then we will take our mini dimensionals here and we'll put them on these little hearts that I had punched out. And I don't know if you can see it, but on this particular die, it kind of also embosses it. So you see like the outline of the heart within the heart. I don't know if you can see that or not. All right, so I'll take the papers off. And one more. And I'll just put a little heart there. See, and now this would be great. Here, I'll show you how to use it. So if you are wondering what this extra part is, so you can just get it on there just like that. Lay it how you want it, and there you go. All right, this one, oh, I probably grabbed it the wrong direction. So we want the heart to go this way. There we go. Perfect. Now we are going to stamp, and with these clear stamps, you want to have the black pad so that you get a nice, clean, crisp image. And we are going to use the sentiment, love you much. So I lay them down, I take my block, and there we go. So we are going to use our Highland Heather. Juice that up. And we don't want this upside down, but not that it matters. There we go. Now you don't have to have the black pad. I suggest you do. When you have more intricate stamps, it will make a difference. It will definitely make a difference. So we will close this up. You want to make sure you snap them so that they don't dry out. Oh, and on the back there are stickers. So I label mine on the front here because I have for my storage, then I can see them all in the row. So I take another sticker, which is just plain, and I will take that and I put that right here on the inside. So, and another cool thing for this part, you can take it, lay it down, and push it down with this. It fits perfectly in there. Isn't that cool? So that when you have multiple stamp pads open, because if you were to look at this, and you look at this, I mean, if you didn't have the schmutz on the side here, they would look the same. So I like to put that in there as well. All right, so now we will take a dimensional, and we'll probably use just a regular full-size dimensional. Flip this over and put that right here. And again, I love Stampin' Up's paper because the cardstock, the designer series paper, everything just coordinates together. So I love that. All right, now I'm going to take our white crinkle ribbon. Now, this is really pretty ribbon. It is very delicate ribbon, so it is a little more difficult to use. It's not hard, but it's just a little challenging sometimes because it is so delicate. So we are going to tie a bow. Just like this. So it takes a little bit to try and line up how you would like your bow to lay. Sometimes it twists, but that's all right. Will still be beautiful. There we go. Grab our scissors, snip that, and we will lay our bow down. Now I am going to use a mini glue dot. So these little mini glue dots are clear. I don't know if you can see it in there. I've heard some people call them snot dots. Kind of gross, but that's what they call them. And we'll just put that right here. So there we go. And you get a whole big box. I mean, this is a big roll that you get. This roll is almost empty. But I will show you what a brand new one looks like. So here is the third project. And again, you could play around with the bow so it lays a little nicer. All right. So I had put together a toolkit. So this toolkit, I made these, I put these together. I love this because if you're going on a scrap or a crop, whatever you want to call it, if you're going out to somebody's house to craft, you can just dump this in your bag and you are all set to go. So in here I have put dimensionals. You get the dimensionals, you get the Stampin' Seal, you get scissors, the bone folder, and the mini glue dots, along with this nice hard case. So I have several of these made. So the cost on this with shipping, if you're local, you can come and pick it up, and it would be cheaper. But if you would like me to mail this to you, the cost to get this toolkit is $40. If you're interested, message me, put a comment in. I can send you a PayPal link or Venmo, whichever you prefer. But this is really nice. You get all the basics that you would need if you were to make cards. Now I have one that I made and I leave it on my desk all the time. So clearly I need to restock mine. I have wood grain colors. I have the tile, this pretty pink. I have a variety of designs. So if this is something that you're looking for, let me know. I can get that out for you tomorrow. I can get that out in the mail for you. So we were also talking about what it would look like for a beginner stamper. So if you are new to stamping, this here is a kit. Well, I guess not necessarily a kit, but this is something I put together that if you wanted to start stamping right away and make cards or scrapbooks, whatever. So you could get the stamp set with the punch. Now this comes as a bundle, and I believe it's $35. So you get that, plus the block, and this one block can be used with all these stamps. You don't have to buy the separate little stamps. So the one block and the awesome Ice Cream Designer Series paper. So you could make cards just from this. So this is what a basic kit per se would look like. And the cost for this, I believe, is about $50. So you could always add on to it. You could change up your stamp set. But this is just the basics of what you would need to start making some cards. So let me put this on the side, and we will get to our very last project, which is so awesome. I love it, love it, love it. So we have this whole stack of stuff here. So let me show you everything that I have, and I'm going to show you how to use the cut and emboss machine. Let me just make a little bit of room here. Grab something to drink. All right. So this is a box that we are going to make. Is that just not so cute? When it opens, you could put anything in here. This is a food safe box. So you could put cookies, crackers, you could put ribbon, you could put embellishments in here, you could use it as a gift box. So I think the box thing is really cool. So the box, it's their mini paper pumpkin box, and we will open this up because we are going to use one. So in the bag, you get a bunch of these. So here's what it looks like. So you get one, let's see here, 2, 3, 4, 5. You probably get like 10 or 12 of these. Does it say on here? You get 10 of them. So that is in our catalog, and I can show you where to find that as well. But this is a great if you need a quick gift box for even like a gift card. So we have this box, and I will show you how to put it together. So it is scored on all sides. So you just go through and just bend all the little bendy parts, all where it's scored. That, and then it pretty much just goes together all by itself. There. Okay, so we want to start with our sides. So you pull up one side, and you have the little tabbies in here. Pull up the next side, get the little tabbies in. Let me just fold this back so you can see. Then you pull up the short side here, and it just folds right over, and see it's ridged, and it will lock into these little slits. So you just, there, did you hear it pop in? All right, so we'll do the same thing on this side. Fold it up and over. Make sure your sides are in, and listen for the snap. There we go. So there we have that. Just fold your sides, and here is your box. And then you just tuck in these little sides just like that. Pull these little tabbies off, and you have your box. Very cool. All right, so the set we are going to use is In Bloom. All these really pretty flowers, these amazing sayings. Love it, love it, love it. So now we have the die set, and you get all of these. Isn't this awesome? You get all these little leaves and flowers, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use them. So before we get to that, let's start assembling some of the paper on here. So I have our, what do I have here? I have our Pacific Point blue. Isn't that pretty? And just going to grab our Stamp and Seal. Just like that, and down. Maybe I'll just put it here because it's a box. There we go. Put that right on the top. Just like that. Then I have our Designer Series paper. This is our Bold Brights Designer Series paper. It's 6x6. And it's awesome. You get a bunch of paper in there. So we will glue that down as well. I'll just put that right in the center. Now I had also cut, because if you just leave it, it kind of looks naked. So we want to put some paper on the front and the back flap. So I had taken the same Pacific Point, and we are going to glue these down. So again, we'll just put it on right like that, right in the center. That wasn't really in the center, so we'll try it again. There we go. Now we'll do the same thing on this side. Grab our paper, grab our Stamp and Seal. Oh, that went off to the side. There we go. And we'll put that right about here. There we go. So now it is time to do some die cutting. So clearly you can see this is a great way to use up some of your scrap paper. So we will be doing that. So let me put the paper here because I need to have room for our die machine. We'll put this box over here. This machine is amazing. I love it. All right, so here is the machine. Okay, let me, can I get the camera to go up? Hold on one second. Try and pull it up. No, it doesn't want to go up. Okay, so we will just work with this. All right, so let me push this out of the way. So this machine comes with these blocks, or these, I don't know what you want to call them, boards. So they're all numbered, which is awesome. You can tell these are well loved. Okay, so on here, it actually gives you a diagram as to how you layer them. So to cut out an image, you take this big note number 1 pad, then you lay number 2, and what's nice is they give you the same image so that you're not constantly moving and trying to figure out what your next layer is. So then it says we use number 3, so we lay down a number 3, and then it says that you put your die in between there on the paper, and then you layer it with a number 3. So let me show you what that looks like. So here is our die. We're going to cut out our label. And throw that out. So you lay your paper just like that. You put your die right on there. You take your next layer and you put it right on top. Okay, I'm just going to slide this over so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, I wish I could get my camera to go up a little bit, but it's kind of screwed down. Alright, so then you layer it in your machine. Everything's all sandwiched together. And then you just take the handle and just go around. If you hear that clicking noise, don't freak out. You're not breaking it. So we have our nice, beautiful frame. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so for our box, we do need one of these. So we'll put that on the side. We'll put this back. And now we also need, so here we also need some flowers and we need some leaves. So let's do the leaves. So we will grab our Just Jade paper, and to save on some time, you can actually run 2 sheets of paper through it. I don't know if you're supposed to, but I do because it works. And you also want to rotate because sometimes they tend to curl a little bit and then they won't lay straight. So we will take our dies and we'll just lay them right on here upside down so the blade, it's not even really a blade, but the cutting part is face down. Sandwich it with your third piece. Put it in the machine. Bring that back here. Tuck it in just like that and run it through. Super simple, easy peasy. So now we have our leaves. So we have that. We'll use that. And these, oh, that's probably why they tell you only use one sheet. So we'll just run it through again. All right, so we'll do that. Right there. And we'll run it through. Now sometimes they slip slide. You can also grab sticky notes, and I've done that before, to help hold the dies in place. Sandwich it up, run it through. I lost a leaf. I had another leaf somewhere. I don't know where it went. Well, we'll run another one through. So here we go. Come on. Sometimes they don't come out. You just drop them and they'll pop out. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Alright, so I will grab the one that didn't quite come out. Oh, will it come out? Oh, here it is. It's stuck to there. There we go. Alright, so then we have our leaves. Now we need to do our flowers. So I will just run these through real quick. We need, what do we need? We need some pink and we need some darker pink. So let's see, we will use, and you can run several through at a time. So we will do that. So we have our small flower here, and then we'll turn this way and grab our bigger one, and we'll put that here. We'll make our little sandwich. Put that down, tuck it under, and let's roll it through. Okay, we're going to need to do this a couple times. There we go. So we have our pretty flowers. Just like that. Oh, that tucked under there. We don't want that to happen. There we go. So that's coming through just like that. Almost there. Be patient. So let's see, I need, there, and I probably need, let's see here, what do I need? I need some little ones as well. So is it these? I think I use these. Yep. I need this, and we'll do one of these, one of these. And we'll do the same with the other color. Sandwich them up. Through. Grab them. Scooch these off. Okay, so I know I need definitely one more of these. And I think I need, I'll put this here. And then I need two of these. Okay, that will not work. Hold on one second. Let me cut that. Make these a little more manageable in size there. There we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Make our sandwich. So when I had my shoulder surgery, my husband, he had to help do some die cutting for me when I was out because I could not do this with my shoulder. Needless to say, it was a project that had a ton of die cutting from one of my classes. He was just overjoyed. He was thrilled. I'm so glad he loves me. Alright, so put that there. So I need these. Actually, I think these might be too big. So we have our small, we'll use that. Okay, we will just make do with what we have there. We will make it beautiful. And then we need the centers of the flowers. So see how I said these things just stick to you everywhere? All right, so we have our yellow, and we need the centers of our flowers. So we're going to be using these small ones. Right there, make your sandwich. And then we should be done die cutting. There we go. Scooch these off, and then we'll get this machine out of the way. All right, so let's put our cards together. Or our box. Sorry. All right. Close this. We're going to stamp. So we are going to use the You Are Amazing stamp. And which one is that? You Are Amazing. Here it is. And we'll get our pad. Or our block. I would call it a pad. I don't know why. All right. So now we want our Pacific Point. Again, you just pop it open, slide it in. And with the stamp, we want the black pad. Juice it up. There we go. Just like that. Again, these boxes are just super cute to use. All right. So now we will put together our little flower garden here. So we will grab some leaves. We'll probably put some just like this. So on these leaves you can see like there's stitching. Isn't that cool? I think that's so pretty. We'll lay some right there. And we'll grab some of these. We'll put them right here in the center or on the side. Now let's figure out how we want our flowers. So I know I definitely want these two put together. So I'm using our Tombow glue. This is our liquid white glue. You just need a tiny little dot. Come on. Tiny little dot. And what I like about this glue is you can put it together and it doesn't dry instantly. So you can play with it, adjust it how you want it. And we'll put another dot here. Oh, I probably should have cut out more of those little flower centers. Oh well, we will make this work. So then we can take our big flower, put that there. There we go. We can always put some gems in the center also. There we go. And we'll put this together. Come on. So you just need a little dot. There we go. We'll put a gem on that one. I'll put these little guys together. So you just play around with how you want your flower to be. And it doesn't look like much right now, but hang with me. So I'll put a little dot here. And again, you don't need a whole lot. It gives you a little time to manipulate them and move them how you want them. There we go. And I don't know if we need this one or not. We'll see. All right. So now I want to take our biggest flower and we'll probably put this right here at the bottom. So we'll spread out. So it will lay just like that. And I want them on a dimensional. And these are my minis. Where did my big ones go? There they are. So we'll grab just one. Just like that. Move these out of the way. Put that on our box. Now I will put a little bit of glue on these bottom leaves here. Oh, that was a little too much. I'll just spread that around. And we'll just slide that in. Just like that. And we'll do the same thing on this one. All right. Now we will put, what do I want to do here? How do I want to lay this out? We could put a bigger one here. Put one of those. All right. We will definitely put this one up in this corner. So we'll put that right on the back. I guess I don't need that one. move them, put this in the corner, grab some glue, put them on the rest of these. So please fill out the door prize form so you can be put into a drawing to win a free stamp set. And I can get that out in the mail very soon. I'm going to be keeping it open until Sunday to give people an opportunity to watch. So fill out a door prize form. Also, don't forget my Hydrangea Haven class. Today is the last day, and those are going out in the mail tomorrow. So if you're interested in that. All right, so we'll put that. We'll put that towards the bottom here. And we'll use up some of these little ones. We'll just lay this one flat. I'll put that right there. And we'll move that out. There we go. So now once they're down, you can just bend them up a little bit just to kind of give them a little depth, a little something, so that they're just not laying flat. And you could do that also before you glue them, so that would be fine. All right, and then we will take some dimensionals and put our sentiment on. So we'll put one here and there. There we go. And we'll get that on here. Slide that right in there. And we can put, see, and you have extra ones, you just whip them in a box and you can use them later. So now we need to grab our pearls, our basic pearls. Super pretty. So we'll grab our pick tool and we will just scatter some pearls on here. And put one there. And now let me grab my box here because we want to put something in here in those flowers. So let's see what I have. Something that will coordinate. Ooh, here we go. So I have some bigger pearls. Ones that are a little bigger, and we'll put them in the center here. Put that right in the middle, just like that. I have one there. Well, that one didn't want to stick, did it? There we go. So we could probably take some of these little ones. So we're almost down to the end. Put that in the center with the yellow. You can always make it your own. There is no right or wrong way to craft. All right, so here is our box. So we had done a lot of fun stuff. We have made these amazing projects. We did that. And we made this beautiful card, remember that? And then our very first card, we have our little snail guy. So I hope you enjoyed all of these projects. If you have any questions on any of the tips, tricks, how I made the cards, please reach out to me, send me a message, put a comment in. Let me know that you joined. If you wouldn't mind liking my page or following me, that would be fantastic. I do also have a YouTube channel that you can also check out. It is under Loved by Him Designs. So be sure to check that out. I do have an ordering special today. All of the information on that is in the description of this video. So please take advantage of that. Also, if you are interested in the Hydrangea Haven class, I do also have the details on that on my Facebook page, but basically if you place an order for $25, you get that entire class for free. So, again, if you are interested in hosting a workshop, I do all the work. All you do is invite people and have fun. We can do it in person or online. It is a private party. It will be a private group, so you don't have to worry about anyone else commenting or joining or whatever. As a hostess, you would get all the hostess rewards, all of the free product. And yeah, so again, have a wonderful rest of the day. Have a very blessed weekend and happy crafting.